think everybody here is just excited for hockey to be back. We want hockey back because we want to be part of another Caps playoff run that hopefully ends with the Stanley Cup. So that is just, fantastic to look forward to. It seems like the NHL is doing this as safely as possible, which is really, really important, especially given what some of the other sports are experiencing. Let's say, from our perspective, we've been partnered with Monumental and the Caps now for many years. The Monumental team is great, just like the team on the ice is great. Boeing is proud to be associated with you all here in the DC community, especially with our Hero Salute every game, the support for the military night and other activities, and our sponsorship of the playoffs. It's really, from our perspective, win-win. It's great to have the guys back on the ice. It's fantastic, even though it's a little, John, as you said, it's a little weird, but it's just fantastic that hockey is back, and we're going to be following the Caps all the way to the Cup. Before I turn it back to you, I'd just like to close with a big thank you to Patrick, to Lee, to Andrea, to everyone who we have worked with at Monumental over the years. Just, as I said, top-notch team, very proud to be with you, and just excited as all hell to see the Caps be back on the ice. So with that, back to you, John, which is something I wanted to say.
Yeah, well, you did it very well. I wish we could have seen you do it, but we certainly appreciate that too. Todd, thanks very much. We are also very happy to have with us one half of the greatest anthem duo in the National Hockey League. He is also the last time that there were fans in the stands at Nats Park for Game 5 of the World Series. When they needed their best and their closer for their final home game, they went to this guy, our very own Bob McDonald. Sir, very good to see you.
Thanks, John. It's great to be here. It's great to see so many familiar faces with this group. Recognize a lot of you that I've either met, in the concourse or, somewhere. But yeah, so I'm coming up on my retirement. It'll be 27 years in the Army, which is exciting. It's again a weird time to be attempting retirement with through Zoom, all the meetings and things that the things I'm supposed to be doing suddenly I can't do. So but I've had a great run. I've been very lucky to have served and to have helped the Capitals, be a part of the Capitals relationship with the Army, at least over the years. And I so appreciate what Boeing has done. I've met so many wonderful people through the Boeing salute pregame, which has been going on now, I know it seems like, I'm sure, several years. Yeah, this is my 27th season singing for the Capitals too. I started singing for the Capitals just before I joined the Army. I grew up in this area in Northern Virginia. I went to McLean High School. So the good news is I'm retiring from the Army, but I'm not retiring from the Caps. So hopefully, as long as the Pipes keep doing their thing, I'll be asked to be back. And they ask, about superstitions or things I do before I sing the anthem. I think being a member of the military and obviously singing the national anthem makes it more impactful and special. I think of people like the folks on this call. I think about some of the folks that I served with, in getting prepared for the anthem. And of course, getting to sing it with Caleb, who Caleb retired 5 years ago now from the Army. But getting to sing it with him, he's sort of been my battle buddy through this. He's in his 20th season singing for the Caps. And so it was 20 years ago that I said to Caleb, hey, how do you feel about joining me? And he didn't know anything about hockey, and now he's hockey fanatic. So that's been really, but I like to get to the game really early, like maybe 4 o'clock, maybe sometimes before that. And because I've been doing it for so long, so many people that work there are now friends, folks that work at the arena, there's still folks that work at the arena who worked at the Capitol Center, who started at the Capitol Center, which is where I started singing. So I like to get there early and walk around and see all my friends and sing the anthem literally in the shower room that's in one of the dressing rooms on the event level. The acoustics are fantastic there, and do that, and then do some loops around the event level. And you know, I think if you know anything about singing, you know that singing the national anthem it's not the easiest song to sing, and so people sometimes underestimate the prep time needed. But I've been blessed to have gotten to sing it probably thousands of times in uniform and in this uniform. Anyway, it's a pleasure to be on the call, and I think you'll be seeing when the Caps have a home game coming up. I think you'll see Caleb and I's anthem. I think if NBC keeps doing what they've been showing the anthem. So anyway, it's great to be on the call. Thanks for having me.
And Haley, I know you've got quite the resume. You and I spent a little bit of time on the Korean Peninsula. One of us was talking and one of us was winning a gold medal. Maybe it's a good place for you to start.
Thank you, John. Thanks everyone also for having me. This is a really cool experience. My name is Haley Skarupa, and I'm the Capitals hockey ambassador, as well as a member of the 2018 U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team. Similar to Bob, I actually grew up in the area from Rockville, Maryland, and I grew up playing hockey at the Rockville Ice Arena, all around the DMV, before committing to Boston College my junior year of high school. And I played 4 years at Boston College, loved my time there, stayed a few years in Boston after to train with the U.S. team and play professionally, and was fortunate to be on Team USA for 3 years, leading into the Olympic Games, where we won 3 world championships. So that was pretty exciting. And then we all went to South Korea, John as well, where we took home the gold, defeated Canada in a shootout, which was obviously just the whole Olympic experience was absolutely incredible, from, you know, opening ceremonies, the games themselves, just stepping on that ice, representing your country on an Olympic stage is just an absolute honor, and you never take it for granted, for sure. So enjoyed every step of the way there, and then continued playing professionally after the Olympics. And most recently, I moved back to the DC area to become the hockey ambassador and work with the Caps, this is my first year. It's been unbelievable just to, work with so many different teams, kids, people, and just inspire, using my teammates and our platforms to kind of inspire the next generation of not just, girl hockey players, but also just youth. The youth hockey space has obviously been tremendous and has really exploded since the Caps won the Stanley Cup, since we won the gold at the Olympics. It's just been awesome to be able to see all the different teams and players that are coming out of the DC area. So really fortunate to work with the Caps now, and I still play professionally for the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association League. So it's been great to be able to continue my playing career, as well as using my background to join the Caps family and help create more opportunities for players and kids and just everyone in the area. So that's kind of my background. And just another thing to speak on is just what it means to represent the U.S. playing hockey. Is it's a very, rare and incredible opportunity that is really hard to put into words. And every time I put on the USA jersey, is just a reminder that, my teammates and I were part of something so much greater than hockey. And we never took that for granted, for sure. And having the honor to represent our country is just something that we share. Like, you feel it every time you step onto the ice, and it just is a testament of everyone who came before us and helped us pave the way. So I'm sure a lot of you feel that same feeling. So it's been a really fun journey, and I really appreciate everyone for having me on this call. And I guess now we can open it up to questions from the USA Warriors to ask John, Bob, myself, anyone, any questions. So thank you very much, everyone.
Well, I just want to point out that BC was a good choice. You see, I got my Red Sox hat on, and I am from Boston, so well done. I was on my 4th tour in Asia and went to the 1988 Olympics in Korea. So when you said 2018, I said, oh, man, I'm getting old. But congratulations on that gold medal.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bomber, you also remember the first Olympics.
I do. I am that old.
All right. Anybody else with questions for Haley or Bob or myself?
Do you work with old broken vets as well as youth teams?
Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone. We I forget, I was on the ice with the MedStar, like the women's league, and we had we put on a clinic for them, and that was a really fun time. So yeah, not just kids, we work with everyone. So let us know once the rinks open up.
Have you all been able to do any playing in this current climate?
We've been on the ice once, and we've had virtual practices every week.
Okay.
How old is it to not be playing, not able to do what you want during this time? That's got to be difficult. That's a pretty healthy outlet. I haven't been able to get to a gym in 4 months. I can only imagine you guys are so invested in the program to not be able to get out there. That's got to be tough.
Yeah, we were in the middle of I played for another team last year, and we were in the middle of getting ready to go to the league championships and everything else, and it just got cut off mid 2 days before we were supposed to be at the tournament. So you had been training and getting ready, and then nothing. So then you had to figure out what you were going to do for the rest of the summer to getting ready, and if you don't have ability to go to a gym or get on the ice or do something, it's just twiddling your thumbs and trying to find an outlet for your energy and anxiety and everything else that you have going on.
Haley, my first Olympics or being around it was in 2018 when you were there, and you learned pretty quickly. And I think for most people, the Olympics is something that you watch every 2 years, summer and winter. But for the training that leads up to it, it's every day and all of that time and more. My question for you is, in the middle of what's going on right now, when you have the facilities aren't open, when you can't do what you do, I mean, how does that impact not just for hockey perhaps, but I mean, how does that impact training when you are taken out of that element for 4 or 5 and seemingly more months to come yet?
Yeah, I mean, looking back on it, I don't think I've taken this much, a lot of us as a whole, my teammates and the professional league, none of us have really taken that much time off the ice since, we were kids in a row. And obviously, as a lot of you guys know, it's so much different training just to stay in shape, but then training to be in skating and hockey shape. It's 2 completely different types of training. And the best way to stay in hockey shape is to get on the ice and to skate. So it's finding ways to train, especially when the gyms weren't open, was definitely an eye-opening experience. A lot of us got rollerblades, and I did notice that kind of helped a little with just kind of replicating the skating. However, we were able to get on the ice. I'm in Boston right now. Actually, I've been here for the last month or so, and New Hampshire, they have a few private rinks that are open at a very regulated pace. So a few of us have gotten out and skated. And the first time I got on the ice, since just rollerblading, playing roller hockey, I thought there was something wrong with my skate blades because I was falling forward. And I was like, I feel like I need to I take a few laps here and teach myself my edge work really quickly, because with rollerblades, it is different. Your feet are further back, and that's when it hit me. I was like, wow, I have taken a lot of time off the ice because I've never felt this way before. But after you skate a few times, you start to get your touches in, it kind of comes back pretty quickly. and it just felt so good to get on the ice for the first time with some of my teammates. It was just, you really take advantage of, all those practices that seem so, monotonous and, oh, I don't want to wake up and go to the rink and skate. I mean, we were so excited to go to the rink and skate. So it really set in that, we were very fortunate to have these opportunities to play the sport we love.
Anybody else want to jump in? A question for Haley or Bob or me?
Hi, this is Tom Hirsch. I'm one of the sled hockey coaches, and Haley, wanted to let you know that we had 2 players on the USA Paralympic team, sled hockey team, that won a gold in Korea as well. Josh Mashevitz and Ralph D. Quebec, and they learned sled hockey at the Rockville Ice Arena when they were patients at Walter Reed. And in fact, Ralph had I don't think he'd ever been to a rink before. So we also had a high school player who the guys kind of took under their wing, Noah Grove from Frederick, and he progressed as well, and he was on that team. So we have 3 Paralympians, gold medal Paralympians that came from our program, and they all learned sled hockey at Rockville Ice Arena. So I think we should talk to Bob Weiss about getting a big poster up in the rink with you and the 3 guys.
That would be amazing. Yeah, I actually met Noah when we went to a Caps game, and they were honoring us after he got back from the Paralympic Games. And they gave us a jersey, a Caps jersey with our name on it. And that was the first time I met him, and then saw him again at the Team USA Awards. And it was actually in DC, probably that spring. So we've actually become friends over the post-Olympic experience, which is cool, because I didn't know he was from Frederick. So, and he's younger. So, and he's really good. He seemed like he was a staple on that team. So he has a bright future. And I agree, there should be something in the Rockville Ice Arena. Still go back there all the time and skate. My brother plays in a men's league there. Sometimes I jump in whenever I'm around. So it's a great spot.
Sure is. And the rink and Bob Weiss really support our program tremendously.
Yeah, they do a great job. It's nice having that 3rd sheet of ice too. That doesn't hurt.
Yeah. And John, we would like to thank the Caps for the support they give our program. It's been constant over the years, and it comes in all sorts of different ways, and we really appreciate it. And we wanted to make sure we relay that to you.
Well, appreciate you saying that. Thank you very much. Anybody else have anything for Haley or Bob? We've got about maybe 4 more minutes. Got a little bit of time yet. If anybody wants to grab it.
Yeah, I got a quick one. Haley, you think living at the Olympic towns is anything like they're experiencing in the bubble right now? Being in an isolated area?
I know. People have compared the two, like the Olympic Village and the bubble. And honestly, they're probably pretty similar in just the scheme of, it's just a bunch of athletes who have, access to different things, but you're in the actual area that you're in. I mean, I haven't been in the bubble, but just being in the village, it didn't feel like we were even in Korea. We could have been in any country, but it's just like all the athletes, you have, McDonald's in there, you have your apartments. So I would say, besides the fact that, they're in a hotel and different things, it's probably pretty similar. The biggest difference would probably be, playing without fans. I think that's definitely an adjustment, especially for the NHL guys who are so used to such an incredible atmosphere and environment with the, just the energy, the momentum. It's just, it's so hard to go from that to no fans at all, but they also have trained and practiced and played games with no fans throughout a lot of their careers. So they're able to adjust and kind of just feed off each other and their teammates a little bit more. But yeah, it's probably, you could compare the two, the Olympic Village and the bubble. I haven't been to the bubble, so I don't know, but for sure. But it seems like there are some similarities for sure.
I was just wondering how it is to try to do your, like for John Walton and Bob McDonald, how is it to try to do your jobs remotely? That seems like it would be weird.
It is weird. We're doing the games from the press box at Capital One. So we feel like we're going to work, except that when we get there, no one's there. No fans, no concessions, no nothing. The building is absolutely dead silent when we walk in, and it is absolutely dead silent when we leave. The only noise comes from us. So yeah, it's strange. It's not ideal, but it keeps us safe, and it helps keep the crowd down as far as staff and that went to the bubble. So we're making do. And I'm singing remotely. I know you've done not just for the Caps, but for the Nats too.
John, are you piping in your own crowd noises, or is someone else doing that?
Someone else is doing that. The league, actually, you'll hear a little bit of that on our feed. It's funny because the radio feed, and I've noticed this with baseball too, it doesn't really sound that different. Like if you hear us, you'll hear the crowd, you'll hear the horns, you'll hear, you wouldn't necessarily know. TV, you obviously know, but I think the sound, if you close your eyes even on TV, I think it sounds about the same. But it's a little weird for sure.
Yeah, and I think for Caleb and I, obviously, singing into a camera, it's hard to feel, the energy we get from the crowd, obviously, singing the anthem with 17,000 people, it's really hard to kind of get up for it and get into it, but we'll see how it turned out.
Spoiler alert, they did fine.
So, John, do you know by chance if, you see all the teams, you have games that start like at noon each day pretty much and run through to almost 11 o'clock at night. So is there another facility that the teams are actually practicing at in between games, or what are they doing?
There's a practice rink. The Maple Leafs practice rink is in the suburbs there, so they bus out to that. It's got the same protocols in place there. There is absolutely no practice ice at the game facility for obvious reasons. Yeah, they keep one, round the clock there and rip it up. But yeah, there's plenty. Anybody's been to Toronto, there are plenty of rinks around. They knew that they could have pretty good rinks to take care of that, so that worked out.
Cool. And we miss you in Hershey, buddy. So.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I still get back up. I just talked to Ali Barubi yesterday from Channel 27 and Todd Sadowski from Channel 43 maybe a week or two ago. So, yeah, I still keep in touch with the crew up there for sure. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Yep.
And we've reached that time. So for those who are on the call today, thank you very much for joining us. I hope that we're all back at rinks real soon here doing what we do. But in the meantime, thanks very much for joining us on this Boeing Zoom call. Have a great day.
You too, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Thanks,
everybody.
Guys.
Go Caps.
Have a good one.